let's talk blokes now. And I guess, actually, as you get older too, your health, which generally you ignore as a young man, becomes more important to you, particularly as it fails. And it has been Men's Health Week. And all sorts of people have been ambassadors for men's health. And one of them, an old mate of mine, broadcaster and journalist, Mark Sainsbury, who's an ambassador for men's health. He joins us now. How are you, Sainzo?
Yeah, not bad, Sean.
How's your health?
Bad. Yeah, well, it's actually a lot better than probably what it was. I used to be on blood pressure meds, and I've probably dropped 20k over the last 4 years. Which was just incrementally. It wasn't some, it was just bit by bit by bit, which is good, and that's made a huge difference, and that's what we sort of put. It's small changes, Sean. We're just going to make just improvements all the time because all the stats go against guys. We're worse in every area. I mean, we even had a guy approach us about hearing and saying, "Oh, you guys in Men's Health, you never looked at hearing," and he started explaining how men tend to be in noisier occupations, exposed to more. So men's hearing is worse.
What?
Our hearing is worse.
What?
Don't give up your day job, right?
Mark, the thing is, and, you're of a generation.
Yeah.
Health wasn't a cool thing. We've grown up in, the old Barry Crump, give it a kick in the guts, Trev. Nothing wrong with me. I'm not going to go and see the quack. We have in New Zealand an amazing culture of blokes not giving a rat's or pretending not giving a rat's about how they're feeling.
Yeah, hey, and do you know what I blame a lot of this on? For that generation, I blame it on the bloody school dental service, because we started off, that was the first thing, we just did not want to go to the dentist. We avoid going to the dentist. All our associations with the dentist, this thing was just a murder house, And I think that's also influenced how we've looked at health in general. Don't go and see medical people. No good comes of this, They're either going to do something to you or you're going to find out something you don't want to hear. So we have a bad attitude. But we have been improving. You think about things like mental health, Sean. As when we were really young, people, anyone had a mental health, they're a nutter or there's some problem. I mean, just their whole attitude towards mental health. We didn't look at it as a health issue.
Yeah, that's right. And now you can be Mayor of Wellington and have ADHD.
That's right.
And you won't have to go to the meetings.
What an open society.
Mark, I think too, age is part of this and awareness of age. And, I had a heart episode a couple of years ago and, I'm going to be 60 this year. And I look at people, and the other thing is, I guess I have lived thinking as soon as you have something like that, you're an old man, it's all over, you've got a walking stick, you're out the door. Yeah. But look, I was talking to you Christmas, we bumped into each other at a nice do, and you've had hip replacements. But I look at you, you're a fit guy.
Yeah, well, my hip, I tell you, I cannot believe the difference that made. I just cannot believe it. You don't realise. So I have sympathy for every person out there who's got something like that. And I used to laugh at people, look at a silly old what, saying they need a hip replacement. Oh, you get an old, mate, and all this sort of stuff. Then all of a sudden, it's happening to you. It's very different. So, look, we're all going to get old. There's no way around that. But you're quite right. When you're young, I don't have to care about this. I don't have to care about the doctor. To a degree, Sean, you're right. I mean, you're not as imperiled when you're younger. But the big thing, the thing I just try and encourage guys to start going to the doctor, it sets up a record. So they can say, Sean, 2 years ago when we did your heart, you were at this. We can now measure how much you've improved since then, you know? Or it's deteriorated and you need to make some changes. That's why going to the doctor is so important. It's not just for the immediate diagnoses, but it sets up a record and a base for where you're at. And later on, that's helpful because they can say, boy, oh boy, this is how this has changed.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Mark, apart from being Men's Health Week, there is nothing more boring than talking to someone about their medical conditions or them talking to you about their medical conditions. Let's agree on that.
I know. Your eyes start to
glaze over
as soon as someone brings that up. You're looking around for an escape. But look, so what we say is, but for 1 week a year, just 1 week, we're going to focus on the guys because the health outcomes are not good, and we've got to slowly start turning them around. We're not going to change everyone overnight, So our thing, and that's why we use the ambassadors, and, we use good bastards to get out there and talk to people and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
It's not all sort of fancy-mancy and sort of, woo-woo and that sort of thing. It's just pretty basic.
And the thing I like is that the men's health ambassadors aren't all the healthiest guys in the world. They're real people.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And each one, well, you see, we also had our old mate Barry on this year, Sean.
Yeah,
so he's had a real-life health experience.
Geez, has he ever?
Look,
I looked at him the other day. He's bounced back. He said, I've got to do something about it. He's on the bloody bike.
Yeah. Well, I remember, Sean, you were worried about him, and I think we all were after the operation, but, he has actually improved,
But he's been quite disciplined, and he's been quite realistic about having to put effort into recovery.
I tell you what he's got as well, Sean, and this makes a difference as well. He's got a partner. He's keeping him on the job.
Yeah.
Now that's one of the things that we did. We had Amanda Gillies as ambassador, and people saying, "What do you got a chick for?" Well, because I tell you what, you want to reach men, you look at every possible way of reaching them, and one of the best ways of reaching them is through their partner.
So the best thing I can do for my health is get a girlfriend, Mark.
Yeah.
Does it have to be the same girlfriend, or you can just swap them out, and it'll still be good for your health? Are we talking like long-term domestic partner, or can it be like something you rent out?
I wouldn't go for a renter, Sean. I would look at a partner is good because it just helps. And as Amanda said, look, men's health, everyone's health. The other thing is, can I just implore anyone who is listening today, go on to menshealthweek.co.nz. You can do a test on there called What's Your Score. Now, I want you to do it, Sean.
Oh, God.
And